Let's just get this stream up for me, and then I will talk to you guys. This stream. Nice voice there. Right, what's up, guys? Welcome to one of the very final races of VIL Division 2. We do have a much smaller grid than we would usually expect. Mainly down to prior commitments and people just losing a bit of interest to come towards the end of the season, not having what they would like to battle for. But we go ahead with what we've got. Obviously, we've got no Beefy here today, so we could be looking at a bit of a interesting one. I'm expecting a lot from maybe Sloth from bottling last time out. He'll be looking to come back with vengeance. I think Kurtboy's back on a wheel, so he'll be back on pace. CRX Gods is always very quick, and Mars is again another quick driver. So again, we are looking at that. We've got a new reserve in Jonesy as well. Not sure what his pace will compare to the others. We are on a short qualifying though today, because obviously the lack of numbers. So these guys are going to have to make their runs count. So we have got our first exit in the Haas. But yeah, Maz does have a full qualifying ban for last week's incidents with Mars spinning him around at the turn 1. That was actually issued by himself, so a very interesting one there. But we are on board with TJ Furface now. I'm just wondering if it looks very overcast. I'm wondering if we're going to get a fully dry session, or are we going to see a bit of rain at the end, which might, I just really hope not, because that will kill off the event. Arsenal Newcastle gone to extra time and pens. Yeah, says a lot about Arsenal really, considering that's their competition, but you know. We got CDMJW driving alongside as well. TJ Furface, we will be having a look. I guess he's probably going to be the first one across the line. So, in terms of him, well, in terms of him, he's going to be setting the pace for today. We have actually unfortunately lost NUF1 for the remainder of the season, as he has actually got a job, so it sucks to be him. He's got a real life. Bit sad, but you know, guess these things do happen. Sloth has left the session. I would assume he's lagged out, so if anyone could get him in by ASAP, that'd be great. But we've got TJ Furface starting his lap. I really do need to get the track map up. I really have been a bit distracted with that. There we go. We've got the full track map now. So we do know who's out on track and who is in the pits, which the only people in the pits now are actually Maz and Sloth. Now CDM is leaving it very close to his teammate right behind, and I do think he's going to catch him up and get held up. Not the wisest decision from him, but as TJ Furface does go wide, CDM now has been let through. Probably lost a little bit of time in dirt, yeah, but obviously he's going to be looking to make that up and really set the pace. TJ Furface is one of those drivers though who looked very off the pace at the start of the game. He's starting to find his grip now. Hopefully coming into season 3 he'll be able to really compete within the midfield of the midfield, because honestly he does put the time sometimes into this game. It'd be nice to see him up there and getting some points, but CDM really sliding absolutely everywhere. So it's probably not an optimal lap, but obviously he's got the 2 Renaults behind him, and they're no slouches, so it'll be very interesting to see what they can do. Obviously Mars battling for a promotion spot to go up with the GP1 guys next season, which will be very interesting. In CDM going with 32.1, which is not a bad time at all really. And Aravic is on his outlap, and Mars is coming around the corner now, and we're just going to see what he can do, see what his time is, and it's a 30.918, and that's very quick. That's actually quicker than some of the GP1 guys, and he's just showing he can really sit in there. with these guys. And Multi-Barrick with a 32.916, definitely not an optimal time from him. TJ Furface is way off the pace. Now we've got Ashvin coming across the line. What's he going to be doing? He's going in P2. He's gone a 31.1, and Kurtboy with 31.0. And then CRX Gods again. Look, these two are never ever far apart on pace, with a 30.949, only 30 milliseconds, 31 milliseconds split in the two CRX boys. So they'll be really looking forward to next season, maybe getting the hammer down, starting off strong. Obviously they were a bit weak at the start of the season, but honestly they're showing the pace now. Gods really didn't have a good Baku, but obviously we do know he is a quality racer and a very quick driver actually. So we've got Aravik now coming around on his lap. He shouldn't be getting held up by this Haas in front, but I'm just wondering if Sloth has joined back, but he has lost about 7 or so minutes of this qualifying session, which isn't ideal, but Sloth has now lagged back out of the session and is again struggling with connection issues, as Aravik has gone with 32.1. And Jonesy now on a lap, he's invalidated, so I'm just wondering, is anyone actually on a lap now that's ideally gonna... No, we don't have anyone on our lap, which is unfortunate, but yeah. So I'm just gonna sit and drink a bit of my Pepsi Max cherry, and I do also have some advent calendar chocolates, because I just don't eat advent calendar chocolates when I'm meant to, so I just build them up. As Jonesy is going to start another lap, hopefully, as it would be very, very nice to see another lap. We're going to go on board. Yes, he is in mode 2. He is in his hot lap, so he will be going again. It's very, very ballsy of him going onto the mediums, though, as he will be the only one. Maybe he's confident on his pace against these guys to get within that top 10. Obviously, he does only, and he has lost it, and that is going to be him having to switch onto the soft compounder tyres. Not an ideal start to his day, messing up 2 runs, invalidating them both. But obviously, some things aren't meant to be, and he will be. And he will be starting on the softs or outside the top 10, as it seems. Aravik is on an in lap as well, and we do have the only person on an out lap now is DJ Death Dragon, and he's going to be also coming around on the mediums. I wonder how many people actually on the oh god, there we go. Yeah, DJ Death Dragon, I was right. Is he one of the only ones out on those medium compound tires? I'm just wondering if it's going to be worth it for them, especially the difference in pace. I think it's 1.3 seconds delta wise, where that's obviously different compared to these guys' ability on the car, but no. And we've got Maz actually cheering on his teammate and saying "Gods for pole." Obviously, those two have a very good chance in the constructors. They're battling for every point they could possibly get. Obviously, Maz would have loved to be taking part in this, but he's actually just watching Arsenal get absolutely battered by Newcastle. 2 mid-table teams going at each other. Must be pretty boring, but good chance for us to us at Racing Point to catch up to Alpha with no Beefy. Yes, it is actually, because Beefy not being here is a massive disadvantage, and I do think Sloth is having big connection issues as well. Jonesy's not had the best of times either in qualifying, and it's looking quite good. And DJ Death Dragon has completely messed up his lap there with a massive snap of oversteer, and he's going to be either loading up for another run or going to be coming out and going onto the soft compound tyres. But it's not looking good for the medium runners, as we do have... So we have now got people on laps. Mars is one of the first guys out on their laps now, and it would be very, very interesting to see if he can improve on that time, maybe that wasn't what he could fully do, because I think, what were we looking at, 20, Chapelele, yesterday was a 29.4, was a pole time, no, 29.2, sorry, was pole, in GP1. I'm just wondering if they can get anywhere near that, as Kurtboy does retire, on track actually, so I'm going to switch to Gods and just see what's happened with Kurtboy. And Kurtboy's actually just lost it on the exit, and Unsoft's back in the session, and that's going to be quite a big issue for him, as the Red Bull guys are a very, very strong team actually, Ashvin and Kurtboy. And this could really make him suffer, because it's not exactly a big gap between him and fourth, and it's just wondering if Ashvin could actually improve enough and dump Kurtboy out of that top 3 slot, and make him start on the wrong side of the grid, as Mars invalidates his time. He's not going to be happy about that, as we have got Gods next in line, which is going to be interesting. Obviously the man competing for pole position, and that is not what you want to see for the Racing Point driver, and he is completely writing off this lap, and he's going to be coming into the pits as well as his Renault rival. And both of these messing up their runs, and they're going to be having obviously a very, very tight and coming very close to the wall there, Gods. And now we've got a CDM JW messing up as well. These guys are really pushing to the limits of what they can do, and you can definitely tell. I'm just wondering, are these guys going to be able to keep it together in the race? We've got 26 laps, I think, full on. I do expect to see 1 or 2 safety cars, but we did in GP1, and obviously there's a lot more usually in here carnage wise. These guys do want to keep it clean going through sector 1, maybe even sacrifice a couple of positions and just allow some drivers passes. I'm Sloth is finally going out. Well, he's finally exiting the pits. He's loading up the soft compound tire, so he's not risking anything, but it will be his one and only run. Aravik has been disqualified from the session. Where is he? As Aravik's now disqualified, and he's going to be starting from the back of the grid, which actually promotes Maz at the moment into a P10 spot, which is pretty amazing considering he's got a qualifying ban. But TJ Furface again invalidating his time, but he is currently in P7 because obviously these guys are failing to set times. But we do have, God, where are we? Ashvin on a lap. Just wondering if he's going to be able to misplace his teammate. People seem to be struggling in traction. Yeah, they do actually. It's quite odd, especially around sector 3, but I do know these cars do suffer a lot under low speed. They are built for high speed, and as soon as you go low, they do lose all the downforce they're made. Oh god. But here we go, Ashvin coming across the line. I'll see what he can do. I don't have any deltas on, so it is literally just off what he can do, and he has misplaced Kurtboy by 10 milliseconds of it. These guys are really difficult to split from each other. We've got 2x2 Noah's Ark, as I like to call it. Obviously another 20 milliseconds there by Multi-Barrack and CDJM, so hopefully we might get some good battles going on today. DJ Death Dragon is loading up those medium compound tires again, really taking that and relying on the fact he could start on the mediums, as I'm Sloth is coming around on his lap, and hopefully we'll be looking at competing for pole position, as DJ Death Dragon does go into 5th. That's a very good strong time for the McLaren driver. He's going to be in a very, very good position for this race. And as I'm just looking at other stuff, right, as he's coming into sector 3, looking like he's going to be really wanting to hook this up. If he hooks it up, then he's in for a very good position, because I think he could get P4 as a minimum on this lap. He's looking very, very good, very clean, as he does seem to get a bit wobbly on the exit there, almost going off and invalidating but obviously he has saved it, lost maybe 2 or 3 attempts, or just maybe 1 or 2, sorry, not 2 or 3, that's extreme, but he will be coming across the line. Not an ideal lap, but this is going to be, I think, pretty much the end of his qualifying session. He goes in pole by 3/10 of a second, and he just shows what he can do. He can really compete at the top of this league, really. And he's on a 30.6. It just really shows that Mars and Gods really have to put the hammer down, and Gods has invalidated his time. He's not going to be happy about that. Is he got enough fuel to go for another run, or is that him done? That is Gods done. Gods is got a P3 at best today. Maz has now retired from the session. Not ideal for Maz watching, but here we go. And Mars goes on pole by 1/10 of a second. And Mars is now a net P1. Well, a provisional P1. And I'm Sloth has not loaded it up for another run. I am wondering, though, if he will go for another time, as Jonesy's still struggling to set a time. He's now onto the soft compound tyres, but he has got a Renault, but that has moved out the way very, very quickly of Mars. So he'll be looking to hopefully improve and really just shove himself up the order, because at the moment Maz is currently in the net P10, and for a quali ban that's pretty impressive, considering one of the drivers got themselves disqualified and the other ones are struggling to set any sort of time. But Ashvin's now out on an outlap, and I don't think he's going to get around on time. Well, actually, he will. These guys will get around on time. I don't realise what the time is. I'm just wondering, is Sloth going to be going for another lap? No, that's Sloth going. He's got a P2 at best. Gods has not come out for another lap, so that is him done. So Jonesy has invalidated again, and that is going to be his qualifying over, and looks like Mars is going to get Maz is going to get a P10, because Jonesy's struggled to set a time. Very interesting there. He could have just crawled along the line, probably got P9 realistically. TJ Fairface's time was really not a great one, and he hasn't actually improved on his time either. But as we have got Mars on his in lap, he's just chilling. He's going to come into the pits now, and he's now going to be waiting to see if Gods can beat it. He's got 30 seconds. There's no way he's making it round in time. Multi-Barrack and CDJM are going to be the last ones across the line. As well, it's going to be close for Multi-Barrack now. He's got 19 seconds to get around, and Gods hasn't had the ideal start, but P3 at the moment isn't too bad, as Multi-Barrack is loading up, and he's going to be the last man across the line with 3 seconds, 2, 1, and he has now come across the line, and that is the end. And obviously Gods is out of the session and will not be setting another time. Let's have a look. CDEJM now is the last man, well, the first man who's going to be coming out round on track. There is 3 of them out. I'm just seeing what these guys could possibly do, and maybe even challenge for that pole position if they get a good enough lap. But very, very, very good time from the top 2 there. God's not getting the time hooked up that maybe he'd like. And yeah, but it does look like Gods is actually still going, so I'm not sure if my time was different or not, but it does look like he has got round for another lap. It'd be very interesting to see if he's done so, because that glitch was taken out of the game actually, so I do think my time was probably wrong in that sense, if he's managed to get around again. But CDJM is gonna go round the final corner. What's he going to be able to do? Is he going to be able to improve on his time? 10 milliseconds, all he needs is to get up, and he does. He goes into P6, shoving DJ Death Dragon down into P7, and Multi-Barrack currently down in, and Ashvin is now gone onto pole position by 2 milliseconds. Now that is incredible. Any sort of mistake there, and that would have been... And Multi-Barrack has gone into P6 as well. Gods is still on a lap though. What is Gods going to be able to do? Locking up there. Is he going to be able to challenge for that pole position? It is a 30.512 that he has to beat. And is he going to be able to do anything about it? We're coming around the final 2 corners, and he's invalidated. That's it. God is going to be starting from the second row of the grid in P4. Not ideal for him, and he's decided to do a little bit of a donut, show off a little bit of how he's bottled his qualifying session. But Ashvin, the unexpected winner of this session, coming out on pole position by 2 milliseconds of a second. Now that is insanely close. That's, I think, the closest we've seen all season for a pole position. Look at that, 2 milliseconds there. Incredible, really, in terms of just shows, though, doesn't it, the level of competition in this league. If you can split drivers by that much, especially even 1/10 isn't even that much either. 4/10 obviously not ideal for Gods, but we do know he's capable of a lot more. Kurtboy probably not having his ideal session, but I guess we are missing quite a lot of the other quick guys. So ideally, Ashvin has actually smashed it, and he's only maybe a second off Chapelele's time. Well, Emerson's time, which is pretty impressive, really, for a GP2 driver. It's so close. Yes, it was insanely close. And so we are going to be loading up. I'm hoping for a bit of a wet race, but it looks too dry. It doesn't seem to rain in Texas. But the thing is it's very, very, the first corner is very open to just a lunge. So I'm just wondering if any of these guys are going to fall for sending it down the inside of some people, maybe getting the other people not seeing them, and I think I will see a car go round on turn 1, or a little bit of wing damage, for someone being a bit too maybe thinking they can get a bit too much out of it. Obviously no heroics into Sandovant, but obviously no one really says no heroics into turn 1 in USA, do they? So right, as I am going to take you through the grid, get my detail up, we don't want the telemetry, we don't want to know what their ERS is, we want the lap delta though. And here we go. So your pole position man, the Red Bull driver of Ashvin, really showing everyone how it's done, and very, very close. He's followed by Mars. He's done incredible to put it just behind by 2 milliseconds of a second. That's just something unseen, really, in this sport. Obviously we've seen match times every so often, but it doesn't happen often. I'm Sloth getting P3. Maybe as the connection issues weren't a problem, then maybe we would be seeing him on the front row of the grid. It looking like a 2-stop today, shown by that data. God's obviously not having the greatest time in qualifying. He's on the second row of the grid on the soft compound tyres, with I'm Sloth Kurtboy in P5. He's going to be looking to really pressure the front guys and really see what he can do. I've just been shown that soft mediums now apparently possible, so someone's lying to me. And Multi-Barrack is in P6, looking very good for him. Don't hit the car in front, please. CDMJW again in P7, looking very, very good. We'll be hoping to hold on to that position and maybe improve later on to this race. But DJ Death Dragon, the man who I am looking at very closely, because he is on the mediums in P8, and he's going to be looking for consistency and really hoping that safety car doesn't come out around lap 8. TJ Furface in P9. Obviously we know he lacks a bit of consistency, but he does have pace over 1 lap, and see if he can hold at P10 of VIL. Maz behind him. Maz is going to be looking for that consistency as well, and just keeping his front wing and making sure that he can hold those mediums till the pit window. And then Jonesy rounding off the grid of people who committing to the formation lap in P11. Then Aravik obviously getting disqualified in P12. Now, as we line up, here we go. 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away. No, we don't. Come on. And away we go for the US Grand Prix, and it looks like Ashvin's had a brilliant start and Sloth's had an amazing start, and he's going up the inside and maybe making a move for the lead. But look at that, Barrick is looking for that move on the inside, and Mars has been absolutely swamped. I'm not sure what's happened to him, but he's fallen all the way to the back. From the very front, he is at the back of the grid. And Barrick is completely just died. I have just seen him just fly off torpedo, but VSC is now out, and TJ Furface has obviously said about the consistency thing, and he has put it into the wall on lap 1. But a couple of 5-second penalties going around left and right. We've got DJ Death Dragon and Maz having 5-second penalties. Maz does not have that front left end plate, and he's not going to be happy about that because it will mean he will have to pit onto a new compounder tyre. I'm just wondering what that will be. And it does look like Mars has had a bit of a shocker of a start as well. I'm really not 100% sure what happened to him, but he dropped all the way to the back and completely missed the start. Ashvin doing very, very well to look. He's already got a second in a bit gap to the guys in front, looking very, very strong at the moment as well. Sloth looking like he could pressure the Red Bull, but he does have a Red Bull right behind him. Just wondering if these guys are going to work together and maybe punish Sloth as Aravik moves past Maz as well. Gods is in P4 holding position, although he did lose one to Kurtboy, and he's going to be looking to really get that back because Kurtboy isn't no slouch. We can just have a look. It looks like Maz is having a very big issue, and he's crashed into the pit lane, and that's an absolute nightmare because he's going to have to go around again with no front wing. And to be honest, he doesn't like this track, but yeah, he's going to absolutely hate it now. God's going a bit wide there, and he's going to become under threat to CDM. I'm just going to call him CDM now. But no, the CDM now struggling with grip, and these guys are really, really struggling under traction. And now we are going to be seeing any potential moves. No, not at the moment, but they are coming down almost in a little bit of a trade. A bit of a split there to DJ Death Dragon, to the guys behind Mars looking to recover at the moment. God's under pressure by CDM, and Gods did seem to get ghosted through there, but God's really struggling for pace at the moment around this track, so maybe the qualifying was a good one for him. And I was a bit wrong, but the CRX guy is not really having the greatest time at the moment of what I thought they would be doing. Ashvin within a second now of Sloth. Well, Sloth within a second now of Ashvin, and if he can hold that until lap 3, Ashvin could be under some real pressure from Sloth. Here we go. Gods is the closest man to anyone on the track right now. We do look like we're splitting up quite a lot now. Oh god. Maz has gone around again. I do wonder if he's going to make it into the pits this time, and it does look like he has. He's not had a good day, has he, so far? He has had a quali ban and a 5-second penalty he's going to have to serve as well. I've just forgot about. So it's not going well. He's going to hope for a safety car, or else he's going to be a long way behind for quite a long time. It does look like Sloth is looking to make the move on Ashvin. He's going to go around the outside of the Red Bull driver. It looks like Ashvin's going to defend though. Cut off that nose cone, but it looks like Sloth's going to aim for the outside again. The switchback's possible, but it doesn't look like it's happening here. Ashvin a bit all over the place now, not looking very comfortable in the lead of this race. And it does look like Sloth is looking to take that win. Maybe he thought he deserved. Well, we know he needed, he should have had in Baku. But here we go. He's all over the back, and I think he's going to be making the move on this straight. He's just going to cruise by Ashvin, and there's not much he's going to be able to do about it. As here he goes, He's going to have the outside line for the next corner, but he's already passed, and that's that done. And Sloth is up into P1, and he's looking incredible. But now Ashvin is going to have to attack Sloth and really try and just get the hammer down. As Jonesy's now picked up a 3-second time penalty as well. It's 0.2 of a second now between DJ Death Dragon and Mars. Now Mars is going to have to get past him soon, because those softs are going to start going off in maybe 1 or 2 more laps. And he's not going to be liking that now. Obviously, everyone is up for points pretty much, apart from the bottom 2 today. Obviously, you seem to be needing quite a bit of a mare to happen at the moment to fall behind the bottom 3, as they are half a lap down, and Maz now 3/4 of a lap down, and Mars not having that straight line speed to be able to overtake DJ Defrag. And he does seem to be struggling. It's TJ Furface picking up a 3-second time penalty. He's on a 1 lap old softs, and he doesn't really seem to be gaining on the hard runner of Multi-Barrack at the moment as quickly as we would have thought. But he is gaining by maybe a 1/10 or so a sector. But it does look a lot like Mars is the one in the struggling position right now, as I'm Sloth is pulling away from Ashvin. Now it's 7/10 of the gap, and I'm just wondering if Sloth is going to be able to pull that gap out by a second coming into this lap. But here we go. Oh god, sorry. I've been a very busy day today. Stressful one as well. But I wasn't actually planning to be here, but DJ Death Dragon, or Jonesy's made a mistake and he's off into the wall. He's managed to keep his front wing, but that's going to open it up to let Aravik just cruise by, and Jonesy's down into P9. He's got a lot of making up to do. He's cooked rear tyres as well. He's not going to be too happy about that, as he does have penalties to serve as well. As I'm Sloth has been overtaken now by Ashvin, sorry, and that's game on. Really, the both of them very much capable of overtaking each other, and Sloth is now probably feeling a bit of the pressure that Ashvin probably did, and they just don't seem to be able to break each other. As I do hope they stay this close all race long, because obviously the closer they are, the more enjoyable the final couple of laps are. As we do have 23 more laps of this. As it does look like the grid is worryingly spreading out a little bit at the moment, but obviously we don't. But here we go. Sloth on the attack on Ashvin. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. Everyone else is almost split by over a second already coming into lap 6. Not the greatest thing. Obviously 6/10 of Mars and DJ Death Dragon, but Mars seems to be very much struggling at the moment to get past the McLaren driver. Really had a very poor start. I'm not quite sure. He seemed to have bogged down massively, but it does look like Kurtboy's now getting into the fight for the top 3 now. And will Kurtboy be able to sneak anything? Can Jonesy's come off again? Sloth's not going to be too happy about it, but obviously Sloth is come back at Ashvin. They're going to go side by side into this next turn, and Sloth's going to get it through traction, and there we go. Another switch, and I do believe they're probably going to do it again next lap. There's obviously Maz saying that they have a good chance of beating Alpha with Beefy not here, but honestly, Sloth's looking class, and I just feel like he's the perfect replacement, isn't he? The Sloth is going to come around the corner in P1 with an 8/10 gap, and it does look like Kurtboy's the quicker of the 2 Red Bulls at the moment. Now I'm wondering if that team orders are going to come into play, because they are both chasing the same guy realistically. And it's not often you do see teammates this close together, and it's quite nice. As well, we're coming around the end of Sector 1. This S section is quite a nice one to actually drive, but obviously there is better. But Kurtboy is definitely the quicker of the two. Red Bulls and Multi Barrett getting past to Jonesy. Now Jonesy having an absolute nightmare, torrid time, and Jonesy is going to be coming out onto the hard compound tyres, and he's completely overshot turn 1, missing his braking zone. But luckily TJ Furface and Maz are way too far behind. Maz is quite a quick driver though, so I do expect if there is a safety car, he's completely back in this game. But I do wonder if these, maybe Kurtboy is sitting behind, or I'm not too sure, but he has got within that DRS zone, and there is a bit of a train now coming on. A problem now for Kurtboy though is he can't get past his teammate because the third man in train is always the biggest loser. As the gap is now about 4 tenths between the 3 of them, well 4 tenths each, so 8 tenths between the 3 of them. As Gods is actually closing up rather well on CDM, and maybe this is the next move we'll be seeing is Gods on CDM. Hopefully he can close up a little bit quicker, and then maybe think about getting onto the back of this freeway battle for the lead of the race, as he is only 3 tenths of a second going into this next DRS zone. I am having a look at Asherin as Delta as well. He's closing in very quickly on I'm gonna have to switch to, actually no I'm not, because it does look like Asherin's not gonna get past, and Gods is just cruised by CDM. And is Gods gonna be coming up to challenge this freeway battle, make it a 4-way battle, and then maybe obviously he could be bringing CDM with him to make it a 5-way battle for the leader. CDM just sends it up the inside, not making the corner, obviously a very, very ballsy move, and God's just doing the good old switcheroo on him and taking that away. But Gods is now going to be on the chase, and we do have our first pitter in Ashving, and it does look like Sloth has actually picked up a 3-second time penalty. Obviously Kurtboy and Ashving can't pit at the same time. It'd just be completely stupid for them both to do that. But now Gods is going to be looking to chase down the 2 at the front. I'm just going to check what the 2-0. Arsenal did actually end up winning. Aubameyang scored a goal, Jesus Christ, innit? And Smith Rowe got brought back on, so you know, absolute frauds. But you know, obviously it is Arsenal, so. But it does look like Kurtboy is the quickest guy on the track right now, as he's closing up to the back of I'm Sloth. I do wonder in CDM views if he can stick onto the back, and it does look like we are going to get a pass now. Ashvin is going to be coming past Aravik, and here we go. Ashvin, the man who's already pitted, is going to be coming past into 6th place now for him. He's going to be looking to get an overcut on Sloth and Kurtboy, and it does look like they're probably going to be coming in now. Nope, Sloth and Kurtboy are going another lap, so that undercut cut is going to be quite big for Ashvin. He's doing a 2-stop though, so it is completely different racing style to what the other 2 are doing. He's going to have to do 1 more stop, where they're probably going on to do the 1 stop as well. So we'll see which one's quicker, obviously. do expect Ashvin's probably going to get a fastest lap as well coming on to this next lap. And Maz is slowly closing up now to the back of TJ Furface, and I'm wondering, TJ Furface just has not gained on anyone with those soft compounded tyres, and he has set a purple sector wall by 5/10 of a second. And Ashford is absolutely flying, realistically, and it looks like CDF is going to probably go for the move on Gods, and that's not helpful for Gods, but here we go. Gods is now being overtaken by CDM JW, and he's just placed his car perfectly in front of the other guy. And is that Mars? Mars has had an issue. Mars is spun around. Mars is not having a good day. A very, very good qualifying for him, but in terms of the race, it's all gone wrong for him, hasn't it? As Gods and CDM are actually losing quite a bit of time now to the two in front, as these two are going on for yet another lap. And there we go. Cutboy is closing now in a little bit on guys in front. CDM JW into the pits. Just wondering where he will come out. Ashwin is already past him. Ashwin is absolutely flying. Fastest lap of the race there of a 1:34.1. Ashwin CDM is going to get passed by Aravik, and that is about it. But the closest battle on track right now is got to be the front two. I'm just curious whether Kurtboy is going to go for that move on Sloth and go for track position, or is he just chilling behind him? As he does go for the move, and I looked away for a split second and he's gone for the move, but Sloth has done the switchback beautifully and has defended that position. Expert move, positioning and car controlling everything really from Sloth, and Sloth is just showing why he should be near the front of this this race. And I'm just wondering whether he's going to be fighting for a position to go up, whether obviously he is a reserve, but whether he's going to be looking at getting into that GP1 group next season, or if he is going to be looking to maybe sit and prove what he can do in GP2 is something I will be looking at in a great detail, because he does look like he could be quick enough. Obviously some GP1 guys are going to come down to this division as well next season, as we do have DJ Death Dragon now leading the way. Ashvin is very, very close behind, and Sloth and Kurtboy putting onto the mediums, which will get to the end, but is very, very touch and go realistically. As Maz has got past TJ Furface now, and yeah. But we are almost nearing the halfway point of this race. And here we go. It does look like CDM is on the back of Aravik, and it doesn't look like Aravik's going to get past again. And there we go, and CDM is putting that down the inside, and he's placed that car very quickly in front of the other car, and there we go, he is in 5th place now. Now going to be looking to catch up to the back of Kurtboy, who has lost the back of Sloth quite a bit on this opening lap, so maybe Sloth adapts into the mediums a lot better than Kurtboy. But DJ Death Dragon now, after 12 laps, is going to be coming into the pits to fit on the soft compounded tyre, so he's going to be pitting again, as he does have a 5-second penalty to serve, and he's going to be coming out just behind everyone. And maybe even behind Mars. Mars is just not being at the best today, but he is going to be coming out in front of Mars, as we can see just here. And DJ Death Dragon is on for P7 at the moment. No one really around him, and he should just get into his zone and pretty much just do what he's doing. As it just does look like Gods is going to be looking to make a move as soon as possible, and it looks like Jonesy's retired from the race. He's gone off at turn 1, and I'm just wondering if that's going to cause a safety car of any sort, as his car has actually just come back onto the track, so he has definitely retired on track, which isn't great. And Gods has got past Aravik. Aravik is just not having the greatest time. He's having a torrid time, realistically. DSQ from quali, DSQ from the formation lap, and just get passed by everyone. He's in 12 lap old softs. Those are going to blow up soon, I think. Does look like Aravik's finally coming into the pits now. I'm just wondering, he's going to be, I think, probably selecting the mediums, which can go for the 14 laps or so, especially as he's taken those softs for so long. And here we go, on to the medium compound tyres, and we'll see what he can do for the rest of this race, because he's going to be on the freshest tyres on the grid now. And there we go, Mars, no, Aravik completely missing what his braking zone is and overshooting as well. Multi-Barrick has gone through into P8. I'm very tired. I need a shot or something, I think. As I do think we have reached a bit of a calm point in this race, so I'm just going to catch up on a couple of things. Oh, his Jonesy's controller went, so that is completely not on him. Obviously, it's just really unfortunate, but not much he could do about that, wasn't it? Obviously not the type of person to do that. I do know he isn't. He has got that sort of racecraft about him, and he wouldn't just purposely retire on track. He does know the rules, like everyone else. So Kurt Boy is going to be looking to just draw in Iron Sloth, because he has fallen out that 1 second gap, but he does need to get himself back in if he wants to sort of have a chance of this win. Ashvin is only 8 seconds up the road, and he will need to pit another time. So realistically, Ashvin's got it all to do. Well, Ashvin's going to be pitting onto the mediums on his next pit as well. So I don't think his strategy is going to pay off in the end, if I'm being honest, but he will be coming in a decent spot, probably setting the world alight a little bit in terms of lap times. Maz has done very, very well, just sort of driving in his own little world in P10. Gonna get points as long as he finishes. TJ Furface coming up to get lapped now. Gonna be our first man lapped of the day. Here we go. He's going to be lapped just after this S section, I would assume, and DJ Death Dragon setting the fast lap of 1:33.825. doing very well there, and he's going to be looking to draw in a lot more people as God is all over the back of CDM, and just there won't be any movement in this area as they are very, very well, yeah, very similar age tyres, and he'll just take him on the straight, I would believe. There we go, Ashvin getting DRS actually off TJ Furface, and there we go, he is past the back marker, and he's actually getting drawn in by Sloth and Kurtboy as well, so he does need to watch out for that. And he will actually fall behind, I think, CDM and Gods, which is a bit dangerous for him. Ashvin now picking up a 3-second time penalty, first of the day. And I'm just wondering, Gods just does seem to be struggling to pass people today. Where I think he probably is running a little bit too much downforce. Look at a beautiful camera angle right there as well. So, wow. Don't really know what to say now. We've got Kurtboy actually closing up to the back of Sloth. He has gained within to that 5 seconds. He's only 4 tenths away. 5 tenths now of Sloth. I'm just wondering. I do think Kurtboy is my favourite at the moment to win this race. He doesn't have a penalty, and Sloth does. So obviously stays that way. He will win this race. As here we go, he's gonna have the DRS. Is he gonna be able to make the move coming down the straight? He's 5 tenths away. It does look like he's probably not gonna be able to. He's not gaining quick enough. Oh no, he is. He's gonna go for that move, pulling out to the outside, sending it down the inside, and he's not gonna let Sloth do the same to him again. And Kurtboy takes that net P1 for now, and it does look like Sloth's now just come back at him, and Kurtboy couldn't hold that lead for very long at all now, could he? And they are just pulling in on Ashvin. It's just a bit worrying for Ashvin when he's going to come into the pits, and it does look like he's doing it now, and he's got a lot of making up to do. As here we go, Ashvin coming, getting service now and leaving his pit box. He's going to come out behind DJ Death Dragon, Gods and CDM. Now, is he going to be able to make those positions up? I don't know. It's going to be a very, very difficult one. As we are going to stick on board with this battle now. It's the closest thing on track now. As DJ Jeff Dragon is having a very, very strong race actually, and could get himself onto that podium position that he would so desperately want. As at the moment Gods does hold that position. Kurtboy in a net P1 of this race. P2 on track. He'll want to win it on track more than likely, but he does need to stay within 3 seconds of the car in front, and he is now out of DRS range, which is not good for him. Does look like Sloth's running a very slippery car as well in a straight line, so very difficult man to overtake and stay ahead of, apparently. But now God's having a bit of a mess up, locking up. Now he's going to be under pressure from DJ Death Dragon. It does look like it could possibly even happen on this next straight, because God's has fallen out of DRS to the car in front. Well, now back in it, but I'm not sure when it counts. He isn't going to get DRS actually for this straight, I don't think. And he doesn't, and it does look like DJ Death Dragon's going to get past Gods. And there we go. He's going to set it down the inside. He's going to have the better tyres to brake earlier. And that is a very, very simple move for DJ Death Dragon to get up into P4. And now be chasing down CDM and then looking to pull away at 3 seconds. CDM has picked up another 3-second time penalty, so we'll be behind DJ Death Dragon on a net position. Which will put actually DJ Death Dragon onto the podium for now. Maz has now pitted onto the soft compounder tyres, so he'll be looking to set a fast lap of the race if he possibly can. As we do only have 9 laps left of this race, and it does look like Sloth is in the power seat at the moment, but Carboy is keeping him honest with a 1.6 second gap. Just here we go. Gorge does need to try and stay within 3 seconds of obviously CDM, and then he will actually be within that podium position. And you know what, that'd be a good result for the Racing Point driver who just hasn't seen the best of what he can do today. As here we go, DJ Death Dragon all over the back of CDM, and it looks like he's probably going to look for this move as soon as possible. He's going to have a better run out here, and does look like CDM is struggling a little bit on the pace side of things to be able to keep DJ Death Dragon behind, but it does look like DJ Death Dragon will be the one overtaking. It looks like Aravik has come off again, and that is him down into P9. He has actually retired from the session, so I'm just wondering, that is in the S section, so I'm just wondering if that's going to cause any issues or in terms of VSCs or safety cars, as DJ Death Dragon goes to go round the outside. And there we go, he's gonna make that move work, and he is now up into a net P3, and we'll be trying to take that 3 seconds away from Gods, I would assume. As there we go, DJ Death Dragon now in a net P3. It does look like CDM isn't giving up very easily. He's so only slowly losing him. But as DJ Death Dragon does mess up a little bit, and he gains about 2-3 turns. But it does look like Ashvin's all over the back of Gods, and that, so he has finally caught up to the back. But he's got 7 laps to go past 4 drivers. Now that's going to be a big ask because of the DRS train that is happening now. TJ Fairface has been overtaken by P6. Alright, here we go, back straight time, 2-lap-old mediums versus 8-lap-old mediums. Who's going to win? It does look like Ashvin has got a very nice run, and it looks like he's going to be able to line up and move on Gods, and Gods isn't going to be too happy about the way this race is going for him, and his podium just seems to be slipping away, and there's not really much he can do about it, really, to be honest. But here we go. Right, Maz now pick up a 3-second time penalty, and I'm just wondering if Ashvin is going to be able to get past Gods, and oh god, sorry, don't know what I was thinking about there, but TJ Face, I think that has completely moved out. No, sorry, that's CDM going defensive, and Gods is actually been overtaken by Ashvin. CDM is now under pressure by Ashvin. Ashvin's going to be looking to make 2 moves in 1 sector, but it doesn't look like it's happening. And God's looking like he's lost a little bit of the grip there on the rear end, but keeping it very, very good. And that back end. But now God has fallen off the back of DJ Death Dragon, so he is now off that podium position, but in a net P4. Ashwin is going to have to keep running and trying to pull away and do something against CDM, because honestly, here we go, he's going to go for the move, a very late move by CDM, and Ashwin is going to go up the inside and make that move look very, very easy. As CDM is known for his little crazy dive bombs, but he doesn't look like he's anywhere near close enough, and he does go for it, and I tell you what, it's very, very silly of him to do that, and he has now lost a position, and he is down into P6. Not the wisest decision he will have made today to send it down that inside. As Ashwin does seem to have just struggled for grip there, has been pulled in by Gods a little bit. CDM picking up 3 second, Maz another 3 second. And Mars now overtaking CDM, and CDM now coming into the pits to get a new front wing, more than likely, and probably pitting onto the soft compounder tyres, and he will not be happy with himself for that move. Good evening, Becca. Nice to see you join us. You will be seeing the last couple of laps. Not much has really gone to battle for. Obviously, Kurtboy and Sloffer very much within arm's length of each other. So I'm just wondering if it's going to tighten up at the end. Kurtboy has been sitting behind Sloffer for quite a while, and it would be nice to see if Kurtboy could try and win it on track. But anything can happen, can't it? Even Maz could still probably win. By the end of this race, if everyone ends up crashing out, which is always possible. It would be a spectacle as well, but obviously we like to think anything's possible, don't we? I think he has, yes, as NUF1 has dropped out of the league, so Beefy has won the championship. If NUF1 didn't drop out because of a job, he would have had to have competed today, and I think secure 1 point more than NUF1, or just the same, and that would have been a championship over. So yes, he has won it now, because NUF1 will not be competing for this season. But yeah, Beefy's now Division 2 champion, and these guys he's going to be in GP1 next season, which will be very, very interesting to see how he fares against the likes of Emerson, Chapelele, Droftas, and some of the other aliens we all know and love. It does look like Kurtboy is going side by side with I'm Sloth, and Sloth is going to get the traction, and it does look like Kurtboy is going to have another failed attempt of getting that position, but it's 4 laps left, and I think he's going to get the hammer down now and really push I'm Sloth to the absolute edge. Sloth will want this win, obviously, thinks he robbed himself of it in Baku, losing his front wing, ending up in P2, and probably not the best pleased with himself, but obviously in another race winning position. Does look like Maz has had a bit of an issue there now and spun around on the exit of turn 1, but he's all right now, and he's carried on going in himself in P9. Evening, Brandon. As we have got Kurtboy all over the back of him. Definitely be up there. I reckon he could compete, especially within that top 10. Looking for points every single week for him. I'm looking to strengthen the league once again as well, so it will be a lot tougher for him to get those points, but obviously you do have to push yourself every week to obviously become the best you can possibly be. So Kurtboy all falling off the back of Sloth now, and I'm just wondering, is are they suffering on ERS, or, and as you can see, the rear of Sloth's car is bleeping, so he is under 10% of ERS now, as that does show you it's either 10 or 20% that red bleeps, the red light bleeps at. So it's a little bit of information. If you ever in a racing situation and you see a bit of a red light, go for it, because they're not going to be able to defend anywhere near as well as they'd like to, as we are going to sit on board for the last couple of laps with these two, as I think it's going to spice up a little bit now. Yeah, it is what it means. Is we have got Kurtboy now going for the inside of Sloth, and he does get the move done, and Sloth gets a bit wonky off the traction, and well, that's the move done there. Very, very close going through this the S's of Sector 1, as Sloth is going to move off the back, but looking like he's losing control of this car, and he's just not experienced that dirty air maybe, and that's where he's going wrong a little bit. But yeah, he is going to be looking up to line and a return move for going onto this DRS straight, and honestly it's going to be very, very interesting to see if he can do it. If he's got he hasn't really got the ERS to do it, but whether he can, well, neither of them do now, looking like they're both very much dead and they're on the edge. And it looks like Sloth has not had the pace in the straight line to get past. He's got 2 more laps to do it, to try and win on track. Do you know how many pens Sloth has? It's a minimum of 3 seconds. He's got 6 seconds. So realistically, I'd like to say, well, I think Kurtboy's probably won this unless he messes up big time. But in terms of position changes, as we're going to look now, Kurtboy's gained 4, started in P5. It's been a brilliant race for him, and Sloth has moved up 1 position, qualifying in P3. Another very, very consistent race from him, and he's just really just wanting, he needs to try and get this win. It's so close, but yet so far for him at the moment. Ashvin in P3, losing 2 positions. He was the pole man, but obviously hasn't had the strategy to go with it so far. Maz picked up another 3-second time penalty. Gods has stayed still this session, so maybe not having the pace that he wanted, but obviously consistency to keep him where he is. DJ Death Dragon has now gone up 2 positions. He's pitted onto the softs fairly recently, I've missed. Mars down 3. He did sink to the very back of the grid at the very start, and that was not the greatest by him. But obviously the rest of these guys having a couple of incidents. DJ Death Dragon at the moment holding the fastest lap at the moment, and we will go back to intervals and have a look at this battle, because it is still going on. And we haven't seen a change at the moment, but there's only 7 attempts in it, and it'll be very interesting to see if Sloth is all up for it, win it on track, or if he's just going to sit off and make sure he does get that P2. But here we go for the final lap of the race. This is the last time we're going to see these two battling today, and I really hope it's a good one. Lap 28 out to 28. I think that we have one more race after this, I think. Forgive me, I might be wrong. To be honest, 1 or 2 more races after this. I am thinking off the top of my head, but they are going to be. Sloth has picked up another time penalty, and that is 9 seconds of penalties now he's got. So Kurtboy will be winning this on in a net position, unless he spins out very badly. But Kurtboy will be wanting to win this on track, and it's all about pride now, of who can finish where he is within that DRS range, and can he get that maybe 6-7 attempts on this straight to push. Obviously these guys have got very low amounts of ERS with those red lights blinking, and well, we've also got a move on DJ Death Dragon as well, but I do need to keep an eye on the right battle here, because DJ Death Dragon is going to make a move coming down this straight, and I do need to see this happen. DJ Death Dragon is not going to have the pace, it seems. He's going to have him in the brakes, though, I do think. And here we go, and DJ Death Dragon does get past Mars, and Mars moves down into P6 and DJ Death Dragon into P5, and these guys are going to be coming around the final 2 corners of the race. Cutboy will be coming across the line to win the US Grand Prix, and he is going to be ecstatic about that. And honestly, a brilliant drive from the both of them, consistent throughout. Ashvin coming around in P3. Maybe the strategy is what let him down there in the end, but P3 nonetheless. Podium position for the Red Bull team. So actually, Gods no is actually taken P3 away from Ashvin. Ashvin moving down into P4 and knocking the Red Bull off the podium, and no more double podium for the Red Bulls. DJ Death Dragon in P5, Mars in P6, CGM is gonna be coming across the line into P7. Multi Barrack is gonna come along across the line in P8. Here we go. And just seeing if there's any changes. Multi Barrack did not change position, I do not think. But that is P8 for Multi Barrack. 2 lapped cars today in Maz and TJ Furface. They did not have the best time, but everyone got points because we did have a bit of a iffy showing today. But our race winner today is Kurtboy. Honestly, a brilliant race from him. Sloth needing just to get that one extra place. It's very difficult to do. I've always struggled with it. Very easy to get yourself in these podium positions, but it's the finishing touch you need to get these race wins. Once you get one, they come like they just like, you got a little beaver dam from that P1, and I tell you what, brilliant race from the both of them, sticking together all race long. Ashvin, maybe if he picked his strategy better, could have possibly been in the shout for that win. Look very strong as well throughout. Look at these guys, barely attempt separating their best lap of the day. But Kurtboy, then Sloth, Gods, Ashvin, DJ Death Dragon, Mars, CDM, Multi Barrack, Maz in P9, TJ Furface, the last man of getting points today, and Aravic and Jonesy not finishing the race. That's going to be all from me today. We'll be seeing you back here on Thursday for Vietnam in GP1, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.